I used to have a fear of being seen, but I've been posting videos here for 70 days straight. Whoop whoop. But this week, the numbers were not showing me much love. And I realized I have no fear of being seen, but I had to ask myself, was I hiding in another fear instead? And the answer is yes. Yes, friend. Yes, I have. So let's talk no fear of being seen, but still hiding. Friend, oh my goodness. If you have been with me from the beginning, thank you. So happy you're here. This whole Reflections of the Becoming series is the place where I'm really documenting my journey of posting videos on YouTube every day for a whole year. And friend, to have gone from having a fear of being seen basically my whole life to not having that fear, this whole experience has just really been mind blowing for me because I had been trying to make videos for years, never able to do it successfully. But last year, I got tired of my own BS. Maybe I'm keeping a little bit too real in this reflections series, but it's true. It was December 2025, and I just did not want to start another year like I did this year. And I didn't want to end another year like I did last year with this big dream and vision to help women be confident and empowered and really connected to the best of who they are now so they can design and live their life from that place. That is my dream. That is my mission. That's my vision. Because I believe that women are basically the center of the universe. No, but I do think that women are really the heart of their family, their community, and this world. And when women are feeling whole and complete without missing anything, and they bring that version of themselves to their marriage, their partner, their kids, their family, their friends, their community, their careers, their work environments, their neighborhoods, like every single place a woman's heart touches has the exponential possibility to flourish that much more just by having that type of proximity to a woman who is in her wholeness. And that is the ripple effect that I want to have on this world. And I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm not putting myself out there. Okay. So I decided this was going to be the time that I really put myself out here. And I had taken a class from Glow Atonmo, and she challenged us to post on YouTube for 100 days, or we could choose a whole year. Now, friend, don't ask me why. Somebody, this one right here, who had a fear of being seen, was not posting any kind of videos anywhere at all, decided, oh, yeah, let's do it for a year. Okay. Way to push yourself. Okay. But I committed in December and I started out strong. But lo and behold, life started lifing, kicked me in the gut, and I fell off. And then I tried a couple of times to get myself back on track. And I was just inconsistent in the beginning. But as of February 15th, 2026, I have been posting videos every single day. Okay. And here we are, day 70, friend. Can we give me a little round of applause? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Um, but I do think it is so important to celebrate yourself. So I'm clapping it up for me because I got to set the example, you know? But truthfully, it's a huge, huge milestone. I never even imagined what my life would look like without a fear of being seen. And yet, here I am sitting before you with no fear of being seen. I actually love it here. I learned that I love making long form content. I love making YouTube videos and connecting with you in this space. It's become one of my favorite things. I have been hosting a podcast, Confident and Empowered Women. Make sure you're subscribed. And it's even here on the YouTube channel, so you can listen to it here as well. My podcast has been my first love. It is also across so many different podcast platforms. You can find it pretty much on any of them. And that has been my first love, but it is audio only. YouTube is the only place where you could see me showing up on camera daily, okay? And now I absolutely love it here. And as I was journaling about this week and what I'm discovering about me as I'm on this journey of posting a video every day for a year, I have been celebrating milestones as I go along because 365 days seems like 2 light years from here, okay? It seems like forever. And I cannot be staring 365 days in the face every day. So I have been celebrating lovely little milestones right along the way. And day 70 seems like a perfect time to celebrate, which we did. So definitely make sure that you celebrate yourself too as you go along on your journey because these milestones matter, okay? And I could not be more proud of myself for making it to this point. But when I was looking at my numbers this week, actually, you know what? I just noticed I said but. Okay. It's really not a but, it's more of an and. Because I don't want to negate anything that I just said. And I don't want to downplay what I just said or celebrating these milestones because they are very important and they deserve all the shine. And at the same time, I do look at my numbers. I've stopped looking at them every single day, several times a day, because I used to have that really bad. And I felt like what I was doing was I would plant some seeds and then I would dig them up to see if they were growing. So I'm not doing that anymore, thank goodness. But I do take a look at the numbers because it just helps me gauge what's really going on. And I'm at a place where I have a really good relationship with numbers. Even if they're low, I don't make it mean something mean about myself. I see the numbers as data. They're just letting me know how it's going and where I can improve because I'm big on making things better. And that's really the whole point of me even doing these videos. Is it yes, it is about me putting myself out there, but it's also about becoming a better communicator and being able to show my personality and more of myself so that we get to know each other in this space. And so when I was looking at the numbers, I was like, all I heard was Faith Evans, you gets no love from me. Because I was like, wow, these numbers are really low this week. But instead of giving myself a hard time, which I did not, I just said, hey, the numbers are low. What can I do to improve these numbers? My watch time is increasing. So that means that people are watching longer, which is fantastic. Fantastic. That's actually more of the goal, even more than views. So the fact that that's improving is an amazing sign that I too am improving. So just looking at the numbers and letting them paint a picture of the reality of the situation, which is also another good reminder that I'm still very early in on building this channel, and YouTube and I, we're still getting to know each other, you know? So I am actually exactly where I should be at this stage in the game. And that is okay. But I still want to learn how to improve, which I will continue to do. So when I seen the numbers and I was journaling about still feeling great about no longer having that fear of being seen, but it made me ask myself, am I still hiding somewhere? And like I told you before, the answer is yes, because right now I am only being seen on YouTube and also with my podcast. But of course, that's audio. But it is still me very much putting myself out there. So that counts too. Okay. We count it all up and through here. But I also need to be putting myself out there on a regular basis to promote what I'm doing here on YouTube and to even promote the podcast. So, it was really just an opportunity for me to say, kudos to you, girlfriend, because you are still rocking and rolling with no longer having your fear of being seen, but you are still hiding in a sense because who are you telling about your channel? Who are you telling about your podcast? And that is the part that I am going to work to improve. So, just to go in alignment with where I feel my energy will be best served and used. So I'm going to be hopping on Threads next week. Okay. So I'm super excited about that. Threads is like a fun place for me to be. I get on there, but it's usually just for a few minutes here and there, really not every day, but when I'm there, I enjoy it. So I feel like that will be another space that I can start to share and promote about the podcast and sharing these videos so that we can really start to build this beautiful community of women who support each other, even through our biggest fears. So, that has really been what has been going on with me this week. And I am super proud of myself, not just for continuing to honor my commitment to myself and to you to show up here every single day, but to recognize that I have really come so far to no longer having this fear of being seen, to not allowing the numbers to make me feel bad. Because listen, friend, it's easy to do when you have been putting in the time, the energy, the effort towards your dream. And when you start looking around and you're not seeing the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your labor, showing up plain and clear as day, it can be discouraging. And it is easy to cut yourself down, to give yourself a hard time, to make yourself feel bad about not having the results yet. But one thing that I know to be true is every time I dedicate myself to something, it always ends up flourishing, no matter what it is. So I know that this too will flourish and it's going to happen in its own divine time. I divorced my timelines a long time ago, friend, and it has brought me so much relief and so much more joy in my life because I'm not stressing myself out trying to meet some made up pretend timeline. Because sometimes we think that we're supposed to have whatever it is that we want. We think we're supposed to have it in like a year or two. We think, oh, well, I want to be married. I want to have a baby. I want to have this career. And we think that everything is supposed to be on and popping in a year or two. And even that can be too long. You know what I mean? But things do not always grow that quickly. And if I really want to have the ripple effect that I am dreaming of, then I have to allow that, whatever proper timing is, for that to actually become a reality. So I'm staying in the present moment. I am rooting myself here and enjoying this time and this space because I will never be in this space ever again. I might be on to the next and doing something else later on down the road, but I'll never get this particular time back. This time is precious and sacred, and I want to enjoy every single second of it. So, friend, thanks so much for being here and going along on this journey with me. And I hope that as I'm sharing my own revelations of this journey in real time, I hope that you're thinking about your own journey and where you are and what you're learning about yourself. Because one thing that I realized in making these videos for the Reflections of the Becoming series is that I might have came into this thinking that I was going to learn so much about YouTube and this algorithm and how to make thumbnails and all of those things. And yes, all of that is happening. But what was most eye-opening was how much I was learning about me as a person, as a coach, as a woman who is living in her dream while also creating the next level of her dreams. And so I really invite you to start noticing what it is that's growing in you because whatever it is that you're going after, it is changing you in the best of ways. But are you recognizing where you are growing and flourishing and just how far you've come and being surprised and delighted by your own growth? That within itself is such a gift. And I just don't want us to miss out on that. So good. So let me give you a journal prompt. This week it is: where has hiding been your default, and what would it look like to make being seen your new one? Friend, this is the journal prompt for you, but I actually already journaled on this because as I was going through my own reflections of the week, that is what I noticed about myself. I had overcome this fear of being seen, which is a massive, massive triumph, okay? Because it had been with me since I was a very little girl. But to be over that now is amazing. But it's also been such a default setting of my own. I am more of an introverted type of a person. I do love to just kick back and observe. That's just more of my speed, always has been. And so it's easy for me to be on the sidelines or kicking it in the cuts. And putting myself out here in this way is not my first response or not in my nature to do naturally. So, this is something that I'm moving into. And I had to really realize that I'm in the process of allowing myself to be seen and establishing that as my new default setting. And friend, that is just an amazing reminder for you to remember that just because you've always been a certain way, or if you've always been quiet, or if you've always been outgoing, or if you've always been the one that everyone counts on, or if you've always been the one who's just more set in your ways or quick to get an attitude or whatever the case may be, okay? We all have our things, okay? But whatever your default setting is, you have the ability to change that if that is what you desire. Not because somebody else wants you to change, but because that is something that you want to change about you. You have that ability at any given point in your life. You can always make a change. You can always improve something about yourself, friend. You are always in a position of power to do that. Okay? Okay, friends. So meet me in the comments and tell me, what is one place you are ready to stop hiding and start showing up fully? Oh, friend, I am loving the journal prompt and also your instructions to meet me in the comments with. Okay, friend, I am so grateful to connect with you in this space. And I really want to cheer you on too, on your own journey, going towards whatever it is that your heart is desiring. So, meet me in the comments because I would love to connect and celebrate you there. Ooh, friend, this has been so much fun. I hope you've loved this video just as much as I've loved making it for you. And to know me is to know I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much, you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? Well, I will meet you in the comments and I'll see you in the next video tomorrow.